Hello all, I'm Ansley Keenan. I am doing this video on properties and helping to explain a little bit more. First off is the commutative property. This is when the order does not matter because the product will come out the same. So A times B or sum, A times B will equal B times A. And then along with addition, which would be A plus B, would equal the same thing as B plus A. And then the same with the parentheses, it'll be the same exact thing. And then the associative property, this is emphasizing the grouping of addition or multiplication will not affect the outcome, which was the product or the sum. So in the blue highlighted, the addition would be A plus the parentheses of B plus C would equal A plus B in the parentheses plus C on the outside. Then the same thing with multiplication. It would be A times B times C in the parentheses, and then you would multiply that together. It would equal the same thing as A times B in the parentheses times C on the outside. So you would just multiply that after you went ahead and did the parentheses. Next is the distributive property. This is when they use parentheses or objects like the parentheses to make the outcomes the same. So in the top left, you have A times B, you multiply in the parentheses, then you have A times C, and then you add those two together. That would be the under part of the first one. And then you have, to the right, you have A times B, and then you would have A times C, but because it is subtraction, the outcome would be A times B minus A times C. So you would take those two, and you would make it, that would give you your answer. And so on and so forth with the bottom two. Then the identity property, the sum of a number with 0 is that number, along with if the number is being multiplied by 1, it is that number. So it wouldn't be 1, it would be like 1 times negative 5. So just like that. So let's put these to the test and work out some examples. The commutative is that addition. So right here, where the 3 plus the 4 will equal 7, it's the same thing if you do 4 plus 3 equals 7. Then with multiplication, if you did 3 times 4, it would still equal 12, but if you did 4 times 3, it would equal 12 also. Next is the associative. So 6 times 5 times 7 would still equal 6 times 5 times 7, but if you multiplied these two in the parentheses and you made it 30, because 6 times 5 is 30, and then you had times 7 on the outside, it would be the same thing as doing the 5 times 7 in the parentheses and then having the 6. So you could multiply the 30 times the 7, and it will be equal 210, but you could also, if you went the right method, on the right, you could do 6 times 35, and it would still equal 210. There's not really a correct or wrong way. Neither one of them are wrong. It's just different ways of doing it, whatever way you decide. Next is the distributive. So this is 4 times 24 equals 96. But if you wanted to break this down, you could put 4, or you could do 20 plus 4, because that would equal 24. You could put those in parentheses, then you could distribute the 4 into the 20 and into the 4. So if you did the 4 into the 20, it would equal, well, they just wrote this part right here down here in the green. So then if you did 4 times 20, it would equal 80. Then if you did 4 times 4, it would equal 16, and that would equal 96. Lastly, the identity. If you did the 2 times 0, it would equal 0, because anything times 0 is 0. The same thing with 1. if you get it mixed up with any number that's other than 1 or 0 times 1, it would still equal 0 because it's multiplied by that 0. Then 99 times 1, anything that's multiplied by a 1 would equal that number. So this would be 99. Then the same thing with this 7 times 1, it would be 7. Thank you.